I just had an epiphany as soon as I finished filming my seed exchange video for my Praxis channel. I thought, you know, I got a second channel. I can actually open up some of these envelopes and gifts that I got from people on this channel because, what are you looking at? Every time I look at the camera and start talking, he kind of looks around like, what's wrong with Daddy? And I guess it's because I'm not talking to him. And anyway, I figured, you know what, I do want to open these up on camera. I had some people ask me if I would, and I thought, you know, I'm not going to let the negative people stop me from doing what I want to do, because that's the whole idea behind my channel, is to do what I want to do. You know, I guess if somebody wants to unsubscribe because, or, you know, post something negative because I just want to open up an envelope, I guess that's just what's going to have to happen, because I'm not going to stop doing what I want to do just because somebody tells me they don't like it. I mean, when you got like hundreds or thousands of people tuning in, you can't make everybody perfectly happy every single day. So I thought, I want to open these things, because once I started opening them, I thought, oh wow, I'd love to share this with people, and you know, I'm not going to let negative people tell me I can't do it. So I'm going to do it. I wanted to show you guys some of the really cool things that have been coming in the mail. Look at all this. Yeah, it's mail day for me, I guess. And mailman's probably like really pissed because now he actually has to work for his money and deliver more than just bills. But yeah, I got this from Joseph. Joseph sent me some Caspian pink tomatoes. Have you guys ever heard of that? Caspian pink tomatoes? Cherry tomatoes. It's called Riesentrave. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I'm just going to grow it. And Jersey Giant tomatoes. You know what's really weird? I got Jersey Giant strawberries, so this would be a nice little addition to that. Kind of cool, huh? This is really neat. This is going in my garden. Thanks, Joseph. And I got this thing from Jeremy. It looks like coffee. It looks like somebody sent me coffee. When I opened this up, I'm like, that isn't normal. And I looked at it really close. This is tobacco seeds. Yeah, really weird. Up north, I mean down south, I'm sure tobacco is as common as tobacco. But up north, we don't grow tobacco because it won't grow up here. And but I'm not going to let that stop me. I grow a lot of things that I'm not supposed to be able to grow. So you know what? I'm going to grow it. And if I can't grow it outside, I'll grow it inside. And you know, I'm not growing this to smoke, because I don't smoke. I smoked forever a long time ago, and I quit. And it was the best thing I ever did for myself, because now I can breathe and I feel a lot better. But I wanted to grow this because I think tobacco plants are beautiful. I've seen them on nature shows and on TV programs that talk about tobacco production and stuff. And there's these big, beautiful, leafy plants. And I thought, why not? Why not just grow them just because they're cool plants? You don't have to grow them because you're going to smoke it or eat it. Sometimes you just grow stuff just because you can. Jeremy sent me that. Thanks, Jeremy. And, Amy sent me some seeds, certified organic, or heirloom, or something like that. I don't know what happened to her letter. I think the dog ate it, or I ate it. Somebody ate it. And I got Julia Child's tomatoes. I am definitely the tomato king. I mean, if I wasn't before, with all these tomato seeds I'm getting and the ones that I have, this is going to be a very red piece of property this year. So I'm going to grow Julia Child tomatoes. And so that's going to be neat. And I don't think I'm going to need both packs, so I may end up giving one pack away and growing a pack, because there's a few seeds in here. I don't need that many tomatoes. But I also got something called St. John's wort. Not wart like warthog or wart on your finger. W-O-R-T. You guys ever hear of St. John's wort? I know very little about it. But it's supposed to be good for depression and make you feel better, and don't take too much of it, but it's a natural type of herbal thing. I'm going to grow this. And it's supposed to grow in places that, like crappy places and stuff. So I got some crappy places out back, so this ought to do really, really good. I think that came from Amy too. I'm not quite sure. This might have come from somebody else. It was just laying on top of my desk. So if this isn't from Amy and this is from somebody else, thank you. Thank you, somebody else. Oh, and this came from Guinevere. Isn't that a cool name, Guinevere? It's like very, I don't know, very medieval. Oh, and so Guinevere sends me brassica Brassica something. I can't even begin to pronounce it. It's called hybrid. It's called Linsun Sweet Brassica. You know, I don't even know what that is, but there's 4 seeds taped to this card, and they're going to go into the garden. Not the card, the seeds. So I'm going to grow that and eat Brassica something. And gosh, I hope it's edible, otherwise I'm going to feel stupid. There's this other thing called edible chrysanthemums. Have you guys ever had edible chrysanthemums? And I'm asking everybody on the planet here because I broadcast out to everybody. I mean, all the way from Croatia to Sweden to Norway, Thailand, Japan, Australia. Anybody ever hear of edible chrysanthemums? So yeah, I guess I'm going to be growing edible chrysanthemums. You know, I've never really grown a lot of flowers because I never got around to it because the squirrels kept eating the bulbs when I plant flowers, so I gave up. And I think they're really cool, but I just never got around to it. So I'm going to grow them now, and I'm going to eat them. Not the squirrels. This time, I'm eating my flowers. I am such a squirrel. Okay, that was the edible thing. And, oh, this one, she tried to throw me a little bit of a curve. She said, Google this. It's called Morning Oleifera. Oleifera. And I did Google it, Guinevere, ha ha ha, and it's cool. This is an edible plant, and it's called the drumstick plant because I guess the pods on it look like a drumstick. And it has phytosterols in it. It starts with a PH. Phytosterols are in the leaves and flowers or something like that, and it's supposed to be very good for you. And since I'm trying to lower my cholesterol, phytosterols are extremely good for me. And there's a seed in here. I don't know if there was more than one seed because there was a hole in the bottom of my envelope because my nosy postman, I think, stuck his finger in there, but there was still a seed in there, so I'm going to grow this. I'm going to sprout it indoors. Since there's only one seed, I'm going to start it indoors. So, thank you, Miss Guinevere. I appreciate that. CPG 1028 sent me collard greens. And, you know, a lot of people might think, oh, well, you know, collard greens, they're very common. Guess what? They're not up in Minnesota because it's more of a southern thing. They grow them in the south. Up north, we're very bland and white bread, and a lot of people, I've never known anybody up here that grows collard greens, and I love greens. And now my sister used to make soul food, and really good soul food. And she'd do the mac and cheese, she'd do the collard greens, mustard greens, she'd throw in pieces of ham, and anybody that's ever had soul food, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, no. Well, there's some collard greens. A few of them sprinkled out. I'm eating collard greens before I even grow them. But no, my sister used to make a lot of really good food, and she would use collard greens, and that stuff is fantastic. I mean, if you like spinach, you're going to love collard greens. These things are wonderful. Yeah, I don't boil them or anything. I wilt them and then I fry them up in a skillet with a little bit of bacon or ham or something like that. My sister showed me how to do them. They're extremely addictive. So I'm going to stop spilling the collard green seeds, put them back in the envelope, and grow those this year. Bet you guys didn't know I knew how to cook collards, did you? Okay, next one. Collard green seeds taste pretty good. I like those. Liz sent me something. Okay. Oh my God, a fungus gnat flew out of there. It's like my last surviving fungus gnat. No, Liz did not send me a fungus gnat. That was one of mine. I thought I killed them all. Oh well. But anyway, these really decorative homemade little envelopes. Isn't that cute? Little homemade envelopes. And in the homemade envelopes we got basil. Ooh, basil's good. Calendula. Oh, it's a marigold. It's a mosquito repellent. And stevia. You know, I've seen stevia on the internet so many times and heard people talk about it, and I never found the seeds because they don't have them around here. You just can't find them at your local seed store. Stevia seeds. This is supposed to be a really good alternative to using sugar. Stevia leaves, and you can grow these and toss them in like your tea or your cooking or anything that you want, you know, sweetener in, and you don't want to like load yourself up with sugar. Stevia. I'm going to grow that. And but stevia, I'm gonna research it and make sure it's gonna grow up here, because if it's not, I'm growing it in a pot in my house because I don't want these babies to die, because I'll never be able to find those seeds again. Oh, echinacea, purple corn coneflower. Echinacea is really good for you too. Anybody that's studied up on herbs and remedies and stuff like that, echinacea is actually supposed to be really good for you. So I'm going to be the healthiest little guy in northern Minnesota, thanks to you guys. Anyway, so thanks Liz for the really cute envelopes and the really nice seeds. I appreciate that. That is so cool. I got a tiny envelope. It's a letter from Ron, and it's a thank you letter, you know, for doing the videos and things like that. I'm not going to read the letter on camera, but I read the letter and that was really cool. Thanks. And it was really nice because, you know, some people just want to write a note, you know, and I guess some people might feel like they have to send anything. Absolutely not. I love getting mail. I don't send mail because I'm horrible at writing. And it looks like somebody just took their foot, jammed a pin into the toes, and just started river dancing on a piece of paper. I don't write very well. I never did. But I love getting mail, and so that was really nice. And so I saved that. Thanks, Ron. If I didn't mention you, thank you anyway, okay? So don't feel bad that I didn't mention you. I'm not being careless or anything, but I just lost the list. So thanks anyway. The person that sent me this is also offering seeds on my seed exchange video. So if you go over there and check that out, they're offering tobacco seeds. And so anybody that wants to grow their own tobacco, like in their backyard or something like that, you can grow your own tobacco. We have Louisiana Paroque, Jersey, Hopi Ceremonial Tobacco, that's kind of cute, and Wild Tobacco, also known as Sacred. I'm going to have so many tobaccos growing in my yard. It's going to just like reek of nicotine. You'll get a contact high every time you visit me. Thanks, MJ. That was really nice. I got genuine black-eyed peas. I love black-eyed peas. Like I said, I love Southern food, and I am a huge fan of ham with black-eyed peas, and I make that quite often. So I'm actually going to grow my own black-eyed peas this year instead of buying the seeds. And you know, you think that, well, you could just buy a sack of black-eyed peas and grow them. Well, you might be able to do that, but those are commercial seeds. These were grown by this person, and so you know that they're going to be good seeds, they're going to grow well, and they're not some kind of weird hybrid. These are going to be really good seeds. So I'm going to grow these. And zebra tomatoes. Anybody ever hear of zebra tomatoes? I've heard of them, but I've never grown them. A friend of mine in Canada, I think it was Canada or Washington State, actually grew zebra tomatoes and kept asking me, Ray, how will I know when they're ripe? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm looking it up on Google and trying to help her out. And so now I'm going to be asking her the questions about zebra tomatoes because I know nothing about them. And I'm going to grow them. Oh, and this one just cracked me up. It was duct taped. I loved it. I saw that envelope and I thought, okay, this is going to be one of my favorite ones to open. Anything that has duct tape on it's got to be good, you know? These are called, in this little itty bitty envelope, it's called dragon fruit. Anybody know what that is? I don't. But I will when they start growing. And so this is dragon fruit. Thank you, Mr. Duct Tape. It's been fun, everybody. I got to get going, but if you have something that you want me to check out, a channel that you want me to review, if you have something that you want me to talk about, toss a comment on the comment section and I'll take a look at it, okay? Well, everybody, this is Ray on the Voodoo Garden channel saying thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.